White flag raised. That's it. Off and racing for 5 and up Mares Maiden contest sponsored by Dillion and Prendiville Auctioneers. 13 runners make their way on towards the first of 13 fences. And first to show, it is Lily of Dramard from Marriage Ring, followed next to the field back in third by Wildfield Ivy and Susie Doyle, and they're followed next to the field in fourth. On the inside is Don't Tell Mom, who's followed next as they continue their way around the bend by Ebony Wave. So they straighten up into the home straight for the first time and continue to run on towards fences number 2 and 3. And as they do so, Lily of Dramard first leads him into Mikey O'Connor from his second Marriage Ring, James Hannon. They're followed next in the field by Wildfield Ivy in third, and they're followed on their inside back in fourth by Don't Tell Mom, and they're followed by Raheen Ring in fifth. Lily Dramard hit that with a clout but survived, so Lily of Dramard brings him up past the judge's trailer for the first time, followed in second by Marriage Ring. Wildfield Ivy's in third with Don't Tell Mom and Raheen Ring, and they're followed next in the field by Ask Ashleen, who in turn is followed next on their inside as they swing the bend and continue their way by Gesha de Levant. So they swing the bend and race on towards this next fence, fence number 4, and it is Lily of Dramard who leads them to it, over safely from Marriage Ring and Wildfield Ivy, followed back and forth by Don't Tell Mom, and they're followed by Raheen Ring, who's followed next by Gesha de Levant, and they're followed next in the field by Ask Ashleen. Rob Gagan, of course, returned to point of pointing after 4 years absence. A very welcome return to Rob. They're followed by Sparkling Bird, who's next, and in behind these Shantu Trisha, who in turn is followed in behind these by Bright Lantern as they make their way over this next fence, fence number 5, and your leader. And right over the far side is Lily of Dramard with about a 5-length advantage now from Marriage Ring and Wildfield Ivy. Don't Tell Mom is next with Raheen Ring, and they're followed by Ask Ashleen, who in turn is followed by Sparkling Bird, Gesha de Levant, Shantu Trisha, and they're followed next in the field by Bright Lantern. As they continue their way, American Avenue is next, and they're followed in behind these by Elusive Maeve. In the back marker of the field, it is Ebony Wave. Continue their way past the point of departure now and continue to run on towards the next fence to be jumping, which will be fence number 6. And as they do so, Lily of Dramard leads the way from Wildfield Ivy, Marriage Ring and Raheen Ring. They're followed by Don't Tell Mom back in 5th, and they're followed a couple lengths back by Ask Ashleen with Sparkling Bird. Break of a couple lengths back to Shantu Trisha, who's followed by American Avenue, Gesha de Levant, and there's a break of a few lengths back to the next Bright Lantern, who's tracked on the outside by Elusive May, and the back marker of the field 3 lengths adrift is Ebony Wave. Swinging into the home straight for their second time, running on towards next fences here, fences number 7 and 8 in the home straight, and as they continue their way around the bend and straighten up towards this fence, fence number 7 coming up, Lily of Dramard is over from in second, touching down Marriage Ring. On the wide outside is Wildfield Ivy, and they're followed next in the field back in fourth as they continue the way towards this next fence by Don't Tell Mom at Raheen Ring, and they're followed by Ask Ashleen and Sparkling Bird. But to jump this fence, fence number 8, it'll be the last of the circus time, and it is in front. Lily of Dramard leads by 5 lengths from Marriage Ring in second. They're followed back in third by Wildfield Ivy, and they're followed next by Don't Tell Mom with Raheen Ring and Ask Ashleen, Sparkling Bird, Shantu Trisha. American Avenue is next, and they're followed in behind these by Bright Lantern, who in turn is followed by Gesha de Levant, Elusive May, and the back markers Ebony Wave. Continue to run on towards the fence. It'll be 5 from the finish. They swing away from the stands and race on towards this fence. Lily of Dramard leads the way by 3-4 lengths now from in second on the inside Marriage Ring. Wildfield Ivy's in third, and they're followed by Raheen Ring in fourth. Don't Tell Mom is fifth, and they're followed by Sparkling Bird, Ask Ashleen, and Shantu Trisha. Break of a half of a length back to American. On the inside of these, it is American Avenue, who in turn is followed next, and he's inside by Elusive May, Gesha de Levant, and Bright Lantern. So racing on towards 4 out now, and it's Lily of Dramard, who's over with a 4-length advantage. Slow jump in rear by Elusive May, packing the well to keep the partnership intact. But it's Lily of Dramard who leads the way from Wildfield Ivy in second. Marriage Ring is in third. Rahina Ring is in fourth with Sparkling Bird, Don't Tell Mom and Shantu Trisha. They're followed next by American Avenue, winning behind these Ask Ashting, Gesha de Lavant, Elusive May, and just dropping back is Bright Lantern. Long run back towards defence, that'll be 3 out now, and continuing in rear is Ebony Wave, but they continue away along the side of the track towards the fence. It'll be 3 from the finish, and as it do so, it's in front. Lily Dramard with a reduced advantage from Wildfield Ivy in second, and Marriage Ring between horses in third. They're followed next in the field by Rahina Ring, who's followed next by Sparkling Bird, and they're followed by American Avenue. Break of a couple of lengths back to Ask Ashling, but jumped at 1-3 out now. Lily of Dramard, slow jump but maintains his lead on the flat, leads off the home bin, swing with 2 left to jump from Wildfield Ivy in second. They're followed next in the field in third by Sparkling Bird, who's made ground through the field. As they swing off the home bin and straighten up, Rahina Ring is next, but they swing on towards the second last, and Wildfield Ivy travels well on the outside, but still Lily of Dramard very little between the leading pair. Lily of Dramard lands with an advantage from in second. It is Wildfield Ivy. Sparkling Bird is back in third. American Avenue staying on into fourth, and they're followed by Rahina Ring. But to the final fence, Lily of Dramard comes to it, but Sparkling Bird is trying to close back in second over the last. Lily of Dramard, Mikey O'Connor pushed out from Sparkling Bird, who's closing with every stride, and up towards the line, the Sparkling Bird pushed out is going to score for Dara Allen and Robert Tyner. Lily of Dramard is second, followed by Wildfield Ivy in third. Good battle on for fourth and fifth. We get the judges to separate Rahina Ring and American Avenue, and they were followed back in sixth by Ask Ashling. A welcome return, Rob Gagan will be blown, and they're followed by Gesha de Lavant and Marriage Ring.